What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a nice competitive duel for you guys to check out involving a deck that I feel fell off the end of the planet some time ago, but I'm not exactly sure why that was. I'm obviously talking about Volcanics, as you see at the top, and there are a lot of things that I find redeeming about this archetype, especially right now. Number one, Link Summoning doesn't affect the deck at all. They don't really need to go into the extra deck to play Volcanics effectively, and also cards like Dimensional Barrier are fairly irrelevant against the deck. The deck has the field removal of Scattershot, which is almost impossible to stop unless your opponent has something like a Solemn Strike, which I believe they still take the damage even if they end up using Solemn Strike. That is such a hard card to actually deal with. You have +1 cards like Volcanic Rockets, and you have Royal Firestorm Guards. One of them gives you draw power. The other one is just a plus that can potentially give you draw power with the reload, obviously, in the shell combos, just drawing a bunch of cards. You can run things like Lose One Turn and Anti-Spell Fragrance, Floodgates in the deck that can definitely slow your opponent down. I feel like Volcanics have a whole lot of things going for them. I think the only major problem with the deck is I would probably say the true Draco match could be an issue because, you know, I don't really see anything in this opening hand that's going to stop normal summons, especially if your opponent is able to throw down a masterpiece that's unaffected by monster effects and unaffected by traps, because then your mirror forces and stuff like that, your scatter shot goes out the window, and you're basically just relying on Regeki. But outside of that, I still feel like this is a very solid deck with a good amount of speed. Let's go ahead and roll this. He's playing against the True King Dinosaur build, which is the deck that won Worlds, and I don't know, man, maybe this could have actually been a hot sleeper at Worlds if he could have played some stuff to basically you know, help him against the what's it called, the True Draco matchup. So Dino player is pretty much going off, and I mean, I think he kind of did the best of what he had. You know, he was playing into a Max C, and I don't know if summoning Ultimate Conductor was really necessary, giving him an extra card off of that, but I guess you need some defensive measures. So you see he's also running Summon Limit in the deck, guys. I told you about Summon Limits, and this is what I'm talking about. Well, actually, no, this isn't a proper demonstration because obviously he drew a mess of cards from Max C, so I can't really look at the back row and be like, oh yeah, guys, you're gonna always open like this. But he would have had Scattershot. He already had Lose One Turn and Anti-Spell Fragrance, so those are definitely strong cards. I believe that his opponent is gonna go for Black Rose, but Lose One Turn is just gonna eat that up, and at that point he's gonna flip over Summon Limit and Anti-Spell Fragrance, and I'm not really sure what he can really do about this board. I think he's going to, okay, looks like he's just going to allow the attack. I think he's looking for some fodder potentially, but nope, he's going to activate Reckless Greed. He draws Scatter Shot, and boom, boom, that field is gonzo. He's actually playing not just Fossil Dyna, but Vanity's Fiend as well in the main. This guy really does not want his opponent special summoning. You can clearly see with Lose One Turn, Summon Limit, Vanity's Fiend, I want to say Emptiness, and Fossil Dyna. You see he gets the +2 off the Royal Firestorm Guards. I feel like if you resolve Firestorm Guards, you almost never lose that duel. Now he's drawing even more cards. He's playing multiple copies of Volcanic Counter. That is another card that is nearly impossible to stop unless you have something like Solemn Strike, and you know, you're gonna take a bunch of burn damage either way. You're gonna take burn damage from either, well, I guess not burn damage, but you're either gonna take the cost from Strike or you're gonna take the Volcanic Counter cost. He's also playing Magic Cylinder. I think this could be a very unique way of playing Volcanics, because if you're playing multiple copies of Counter and then you have Scatter Shot, you're already doing a decent amount of burn damage. You might as well just run a Magic Cylinder in there. Maybe you hit like an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno or something like that that does a mess of battle damage. I guess I actually was talking more about Volcanics and I wasn't even commentating the duel. Honestly, once he dropped once he dropped Vanity's Fiend, the duel was basically over. You can look at the Dinosaur deck. They don't really have any outs to Vanity's Fiend. He even had the 9 branches, but that just wasn't going to do anything. Counter traps obviously not live against a continuous effect, and even with the deck having searchable Dogoran, it doesn't matter because they can't special summon it. So Vanity's Fiend is basically like a GG easy. It almost has the, well, not even almost, it has the same type of effect against Zodiac actually too. No, I guess Zodiac can technically use enemy controller. They can shift it to defense mode, and then maybe they can summon a Thoroughblade to try and run it over. Or I guess if they have like a Whiptail with a Tenki, I guess that could potentially do it. So Zodiac, I believe, do have a couple of outs, maybe even Forbidden Chalice if they're still running counting that. But this dinosaur deck has pretty much no outs to it, and it's interesting because, I don't know, maybe people will start messing around with Vanity's Fiend if Zodiac and two Dracos end up getting hit on our upcoming ban list, which I don't think will be out by the time you guys see this video. Anyways, I'm talking about just nonsense at this point. If you guys enjoyed the duel, please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know why you enjoyed the duel in the comment section below, or whatever you just want to talk about. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.